Next up at UFC 281, we have the farewell fight of UFC legend Frankie Edgar. And he's taking on Chris Gutierrez here. Frankie Edgar, 24-10 overall, 1-4 in his last 5. He is coming off that very unfortunate front kick KO loss to Chito Vera. Chris Gutierrez, 4-0-1 in his last 5. He's coming off the knockout of the night over Tanam Bakarai. I hate when you do the faces because I see it and it throws me off.
Doesn't he kind of look like George W. Bush?
I mean, he's definitely...
We got to get rid of the tur.
Very, very focused in this picture for sure. For sure.
The tur. Terrorism.
Anyway, what parlay? You have a parlay, Jake?
What are you talking about?
Somebody commented he's looking at premium and doesn't see your parlay. I don't remember you sending a parlay.
I don't have a parlay.
Yeah, I have a parlay. So, and Josh, even if your units are only $10, and we made you 10 units, that's 10 months, pal. Very easy math. Anyway, Frankie Edgar. We know Frankie Edgar, right? He is a nasty, nasty Jersey wrestler, but he bounces in and out. He uses his striking, and that's the style he's developed over time because he is the former lightweight champion. He never cut any weight. He was always the smaller fighter, bouncing around in and out. He used his speed, his timing, and he really is a volume striker with constant movement and well-timed takedowns. Chris Gutierrez, he's a really good kickboxer. He's got great low kick leg kicks, solid leg control, or uses those for cage control. He's got good volume, solid cardio, and there's no secret to what he wants to do. He's going to plot forward, light up your legs, and then follow with punches. He does have good takedown defense, but, I think Frankie will be able to take him down. I got to pick Chris Gutierrez here because Frankie just hasn't looked great. But the reality is, Frankie's coming off that loss to Chito. Frankie was winning that fight going into the third. It was 1-1 on 2 scorecards, 2-1 on a third scorecard. 2-0 on a third scorecard. And in the third round,
D'Amato.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, those cards were going to get handed in. And that dude could have won that fight and then obviously got kicked in the face. And, I guess that's a lot of Cheeto fights lately. Dominic Cruz was beating him up too before Dominic Cruz got caught. So, I guess that's a Cheeto fight. But I guess my point here is Frankie's chin isn't holding up, but he's still fast. He's still technical. He can still box. He can still grapple. It's just his chin isn't there anymore. So if you think Chris Gutierrez gets to Frankie's chin, then Chris has to be the pick. But if you don't think he does, then Frankie's the pick because Frankie can definitely dance around the outside, can definitely get the takedowns, definitely win. It's Madison Square Garden. Frankie Edgar, I don't think he's an all-time great per se, but this dude has fought the best to ever do it, former lightweight champion. I would love for Frankie to win. Chris is the pick because of the chin, but man, I would be so happy to just get that pick dead freaking wrong and watch Frankie win and retire in Madison Square Garden. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's what everyone would love to. I mean, I don't think there's going to be anyone that's actually going to be rooting against Frankie Edgar, 41 years old, MSG, backyard, the whole 9 yards. And there is an opportunity in a path to victory for him. I mean, there is definitely a world where Frankie can out-wrestle Chris Gutierrez for 15 minutes and win this decision. Maybe a close decision, maybe back and forth, whatever it is. And that's what the odds reflect that. I mean, the fact that he's 41 years old coming off, whatever it is, and he's still only a plus 188. I mean, you would think, if you saw this matchup, you just saw what it is, you would think that Chris would be a minus 400 favorite, minus 500 favorite, and it's like it is what it is. And maybe there's some respect there because it is New York City and whatever. But, I hope that Frankie wins. I think everyone's going to be rooting for Frankie to win. There definitely is a path to victory for Frankie, and everyone, including Chris Gutierrez, knows what that path to victory is. And we'll see if he can implement that. I think he's been working hard. I had a buddy, actually, that was training with him just a couple weekends ago, went up to New York City, spent a weekend with him, was rolling around with them, so he's definitely been ready. I will say the pictures that he's posted, he definitely looked old. I mean, he definitely is a very old 41, especially for fight years, because that dude has been in some wars. But, I think we're all going to... Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think he has the all-time record for cage time.
Which, by looking at him, yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, it checks out. Checks out.
Yeah, so I mean, we're all going to be rooting for Frankie. We hope he gets it done. I'm not going to put money on Frankie, but I did put a little bit on Chris. And he's
I mean, The problem is Chris is already a 2-1 favorite. So once you start messing around with the props, the most obvious prop for Chris Gutierrez would be inside the distance decision, no action. Because I think if it ends up in a decision, he probably loses. It's probably Frankie taking him down over and over. Or he's going to win by finish because Frankie's chin, unfortunately for him, is just not there anymore. But the problem is at minus 220. What are those odds for that bet?
Minus 225.
For inside the distance decision, no action? I might go ahead and place that. Because do you think the only way you don't get paid on that bet
it's the same as the money line.
Yeah, but and that protects me against Chris getting...
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's better than a money line bet, probably.
100%, because Frankie can win a decision. Frankie cannot win by stoppage. I'm probably going to place that bet when we're done here. Don't let me forget. DraftKings 7,100 and 9,100. I do think there is value in Frankie at 7,100. He can get some takedowns in control time, potentially win this fight, just like he was on his way with Cheeto. I got to look up the score for that Cheeto fight. I bet he scored decent considering he was a knockout loss. I bet he scored pretty well. He had multiple takedowns, control time, was landing more strikes, more total strikes, more significant strikes, the whole nine.
Your hate for Cheeto is bleeding over into other fights.
I've learned to like him because it's not a fluke anymore. When it was a fluke, or I really hated him after the Rob Font fight.
Yeah, you thought the Rob Font fight, that wasn't a fluke.
Well, I wasn't, my issue wasn't with Cheeto after the Rob Font fight because he clearly won that fight. My issue was with everybody in the comments making it sound like, because I was like, Rob Font is the better striker, but Cheeto does more damage. And everybody was like, it's like, dude, how could you not agree with that statement? He doubled his strikes, landed more, cleaner, just has no power. Anyway, I digress. You going to put either one of these in your DraftKings lineup?
I think there's probably better value than Chris as far as DraftKings goes because Frankie is a tough dude and can wrestle and stall this fight. Even if he doesn't get the takedowns, he knows how to stall fights against the cage and stuff like that. So it's a little bit expensive. I think there's probably better value than the $9,100.
Yeah, I don't think Chris is worth the 91, but there is a world where Frankie wins and $7,100 is quite the...
Not this world, but... not planet Earth.
56 to 72 total strikes. I think it's a more. Frankie puts on volume. That's what he does. And Chris just throws that leg kick out like a jab. Just peppers it out there. So these are total strikes, not significant. I think they can get past that. What do you think?
It's probably like that. I like that moment.
Well, if you want to check that out, weonpicks.com/MKF. If you sign up and make a deposit, they will instantly match that deposit. Instantly. You give them 20, they'll give you 20. Give them 50, they'll give you 50. Take that free money. Play some of these lines. I like them more here. And if you want $50 for free, we will just give you $50. All you need to do
How do I get it?
Well, all you need to do is go to weonpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of the betting partners.
Let me find a fucking pen here. You're telling me I get 50? Hold on. You're telling me I get 50 free dollars?
50.
No strings attached.
Nope. All you need to do is click on one of our links, make a deposit, and then we'll send you $50 as a thank you.